Hey, welcome to this week's episode. Today I want to talk to you about the Biz Beans team. As an entrepreneur, we simply cannot do it alone. And you might be thinking, I can't afford a team. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. Okay, well, let's go. Come on, it's coffee time. Before we get started today, you are about to hear from Ronnie. He is going to be our amazing virtual barista. When I used to actually go out to cafes, I always had a daily barista. My coffee magician that knew exactly what I had, and most of the time I'd walk in the door and they'd start making it before I'd even placed my order. This is what I call service. Have you ever had that type of treatment at your local cafe? Ronnie hails from Tennessee in the US, and like all great baristas, he certainly brings warmth to our virtual cafe. Nothing seems too much effort for him, and he is a true representation of many amazing baristas I've experienced in real life. And you never know, one day he might even sit down with us and give us his take on business finances. If his boss can spare him for a few minutes, that is. I just had to bring Ronnie to this podcast. A cafe does not feel the same without an amazing team. And since we're talking about teams today, I thought it was the perfect time to bring Ronnie into the show.
Good morning, Kerry. How's your morning going?
Hey Ronnie, going great mate, thanks for asking.
Has it been a week already?
It sure has. Time flies when you're having fun. How's things been going here?
Well, we had a bit of a mishap here yesterday. A whole tray of glasses hit the deck. That would have been terrible in your podcast.
Oh wow, I'm glad I missed that.
So just the usual?
Yes please, I need to get moving today before it gets too busy.
You just take a seat and Sally's going to bring it right over.
Thanks heaps Ronnie, appreciate it mate. While Ronnie's getting our coffee ready, let's get into debunking the idea of a Biz Beans team. Let's stop for a second and think about our business team. You might be thinking, well, it's just me. You're the owner, social media manager, website editor, graphic designer, IT support, head of sales and service. And it might be the case. But have you ever thought beyond your overwhelming hat rack? Have you ever thought outside your inner walls of your business sanctuary? I never used to either. The last decade in business has taught me not to be alone. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Get help and support through networking and outsourcing. And this all sounds great, but what if the business has a very low cash flow? What if your business is just getting started? The idea of having a herd of people in your pocket sounds expensive, right? I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be expensive. When you think of all the help that you can get and you look at the support that's needed, just because you're in business doesn't mean everyone is helping you as a full-time employee with the salary to match. Let's look at your accountant to start with. You call them once a year, and if your business grows, that might turn into twice or 3 times a year. But we don't have them on our contact list every single week or every single month. Same goes for a bookkeeper. Small business does not have a bookkeeper doing 40 hours a week. Even think about your bank manager. They're there to help you when needed, and there's no hourly rate attached because it's all part of the banking fees. Now, I'm not saying pick up the phone and ask your bank manager to pull out all your expenses and tell you how much that's worth. This is sent to you in your bank statement, your paper or digital format each month. And in most cases, think of it like a team working behind the scenes to ensure you have this information that you need. Now, let's rethink the concept of a Biz Beans team. I've only touched on a couple. You might have even more than this without even realising. If you DIY your finances, it could just be you and that annual visit to the accountant, and that's okay. But keep in mind that you can call them if needed for advice outside of the yearly tax meeting. They may charge you for their time, but if you get the questions answered, this is going to be worth the investment. Another way to have a BizBeans team is to join community groups. For example, the room we hold on Clubhouse. We gather every Friday and chat about the BizBeans. We even have a BizBeans team right there in that space to discuss anything that you want to bring to the table. Right here in this podcast, this is part of your BizBeans team, to sit down with me in the virtual cafe and have a coffee every single week. That's all part of it as well. So we need to think outside the square. You could read books, you could watch videos on YouTube about finances, anywhere you get the hints and tips, even on social media. This is all considered part of your BizBeans team. So do you still feel alone? I hope you don't. And I'm reminded that, you know that saying, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with? I've been a believer of this for a long time, but the further I go in business, the more I realise 5 people isn't enough. I need more. I need more than 5 people. So we need to think beyond that. I strongly believe it's true, and there's a number to suit everyone. We are all a sponge in life and in business. We need to be open to learning by surrounding ourselves with the knowledge and the power we deserve. Sadly, not all advice is great advice, so remember to filter as you go. Be careful of the high volume noise. And as my amazing friend Kim White would say, watch out for the Kool-Aid. Please consider your BizBeans team. Know that you're not alone, and I hope you find the right fit tribe of people to support you. My virtual door is always open. If you head over to my website at kerryzarb.com, check out the arrangement of support that I offer. I do really want to support you and see you and your BizBeans grow. So today's episode was super short and super sharp, and the reason for that is because you do already have a BizBeans team. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I've got to run because it's getting busy in here. It was great to introduce you to Ronnie, and I look forward to catching you next week. And until next time, happy BizBeans to you.